Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Continuing with Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 9, text number 10. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam henu nanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, continuing with this chapter, the most confidential knowledge, as we go on, I'm going to cover verses 10 through 22 today. And during the course of these verses, we will learn a very, very important point, besides other important points, is who is a real Mahatma? The definition of a Mahatma, a great soul. Maha means great, Atma means soul, a great soul. So here in this particular verse, today's verse, Krishna is saying that this whole material nature, it's his energy and it's working under his direction, under the direction of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, even though everything is working under Krishna's direction, he's still aloof, which means he doesn't get involved in it. He even though all these activities are taking place, he stays aloof from all material activities. But at the same time, he remains the superior director of all activities. In other words, everything happens because of the will of the Supreme Lord. So when it is time to manifest creation, it's his will. When it's time to unmanifest the creation, it's his will. Why? Because he is the seed-giving father of all living entities. Aham bija pradaha pita. He says, I am the seed-giving father of all living entities. Now, when he says all means all. It doesn't just mean human beings. It means all living entities, whether it's human beings, animals, insects, reptiles. It doesn't matter which living entity. So he's the creator and father of all living entities. And this material nature is considered to be like a mother. So what he does is that we all living entities, we are injected in the material nature. And we living entities, we come out in different forms, right? Different species based on our past karma. So if my karma in my past life was good enough, not if, it was, that's why I have a human form. But those who have an animal form in this life, that is based on their past karma. And in verse number 11, Krishna says, Avajananti ma mudha. Manusham tanam ashritam. That fools, they deride me when I descend in a human form. Krishna comes in a human form, like they say, man is made in the image of God. So if we have a form, Krishna also has a form. The only difference is our form, our body is material, whereas his body is transcendental. So he says, when I descend on this earthly planet, I come in a human form. And those who are foolish, they don't understand it. You see, why? Because they have no knowledge. They don't know the transcendental nature of his body. Like in Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma prays to Lord Krishna and he says that you are Satchidananda Vigraha. Vigraha means form. Form which is transcendental, made of Sat, Chit and Anand. It's eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. So the reason he appears in a human form is so that we can relate to him, even though his body is not material like ours. He's not a common man. He's not a great personality or great person like some people think. No, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, father of all living entities. But there are some people who think he's ordinary. Some think he's just a powerful man, nothing more. Why? This is due to lack of knowledge. We've already heard in chapter 4, Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam, Evam Yo Veti Tatvata, Tyaktva Deham Punarjanma, Naiti Mamiti Suarjuna. So, if we don't want to come back into this material world, then we need to understand the transcendental nature of Krishna's appearance and his activities. And that is perfect knowledge. So we need perfect knowledge from a perfect source, which means guidance to understand the Bhagavad Gita's. Now, those who have basic faith, you see, that is very essential. Why are you all listening to Bhagavad Gita today? Because you have basic faith that Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna, and Krishna himself tells us in the Bhagavad Gita, he is the Supreme Lord. Shri Bhagavana Uvacha, the Supreme Lord said. So devotees have that faith, and that is why they are able to perform devotional service. They are able to surrender. They are able to do bhakti, you see. But in next verse, number 12, Krishna says that those who are faithless, they are bewildered and they are deluded and they don't get liberation. They are defeated. 5 points. If they are faithless, they are bewildered. They are deluded. That means they are in delusion. They don't know what's right, what's wrong. They don't know who they are. There's no liberation for them and they are defeated. That means the whole purpose of this human form of life is defeated. This human form of life is not for eat, sleep, and be merry. It is meant for self-realization. Why? Because we have intelligence. We can understand. Just by reading, just by hearing, we can understand. You see, in the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, we had learned about 4 kinds of people who do not surrender to Krishna. Nama dushkritino mudha. Dushkritino means miscreant. Mudha, foolish. See, there are 4 kinds of people who do not surrender to Krishna. Those who are foolish, those whose intelligence is lost, those who are under the influence of Maya, and those who are demoniac in nature. So it is a great offense actually to consider Krishna as an ordinary person, ordinary human being. And the reason some people feel that way is because of envy within the heart. Everybody likes to be controllers. We don't like to be controlled. And that is why most people don't like to surrender to God, because they don't want to give up their own controllership, that I am the controller. And then Krishna says in the very next verse that those who are deluded, they cannot understand. But those who are not deluded, very, very important. Those who are not deluded, they are great souls and they are under my protection. Why? Because they are fully engaged in devotional service. They are fully engaged in performing bhakti yoga. And the reason they are fully engaged is because they know that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And such a person is called a mahatma. Atma. Maha means great. Atma means soul. He's a great soul. And such a mahatma has absolutely no doubt that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And how does one become a mahatma? Now that we know who is a mahatma, he's a great soul who's not deluded, who's not in Maya, who's always under the protection of Krishna, who is fully engaged in devotional service. And above all, that mahatma understands that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You see, there is no doubt absolutely. It's not that today he believes, yeah, Krishna is God, and tomorrow he's doubtful. No, there's no doubt at all. And how does one become a Mahatma? By associating. When we have the right association, many times I give this example. If I start associating with those who smoke every day, even though I don't smoke, gradually the desire to smoke is going to develop within my heart. Why? Because of association. So when we associate with those devotees who are fully engaged in bhakti, then we will be able to, learn from them, and gradually the desire to perform bhakti will develop within our hearts. So, what is the first sign of Mahatma? Srila Prabhupada explains, is that he is situated in divine nature. He is not under the control of this material nature. He doesn't get affected by happiness, distress, success, failure, heat, cold, nothing at all. He is equipoised. All these dualities do not affect him at all. You see? He's completely engaged in Krishna consciousness. This is what is called surrendering to Krishna. You see, it's most people don't know who is God. And out of those who know that there is God, they don't know who he is. They don't know who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the Mahatma knows. He knows that Krishna is the cause of all causes. No one can shake his faith because it's very firm. He's firmly situated in consciousness of Krishna. No doubt at all. Now, Krishna says, when the soul awakens, even Srila Prabhupada explains in his purports, when the soul awakens to this bhakti yoga, then he starts rendering devotional service, which starts by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So when one chants, then there is realization, because otherwise it's dry philosophy. Hearing, reading. That's all dry philosophy. You need to put it into practice. It's called theory and practicals. Now, one may hear and then one may start practicing, but one may not be able to progress spiritually unless one gets the mercy of Guru and Krishna to understand, right? Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi. Buddhi, intelligence comes from Krishna, and he will bestow intelligence. Now, we are not talking about material intelligence, where we use our material intelligence to get big degrees, PhDs, or whatever it may be, or masters, or whatever degree it may be. He's not talking about that intelligence. He's talking in the sense of spirituality. So Krishna says he gives the intelligence to those who worship him with love and devotion. And one who is surrendered. What does surrender mean? Surrender means following instructions that are given to us in the Bhagavad Gita, because that's what is going to help us progress. Now, a very, very famous verse is number 14 of this chapter. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dhridavritaha namasyastan mam nityam yatantascha dhridavritaha. Very, very important verse. First of all, satatam kirta. Satatam means always. Kirtayanto means chanting. So Krishna is giving the symptoms of such a great soul. He's always chanting. Dridavrit, always endeavoring with great determination. There is focus there. Bowing down before the Lord and perpetually worshipping him with devotion. This is a great soul, a Mahatma. Mahatma is not a rubber stamp, as someone who has a long beard or long matted hair, white hair, wearing saffron, holding a stick in hand, or that is outward dress of a Mahatma, probably. What about internally? The great soul, real Mahatma, is not someone who has been stamped as a Mahatma just because of the outward dress. No, the above symptoms should be there, always chanting, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before the Lord, and perpetually worshipping with devotion. Perpetually means all the time, not once a week, twice a week, or whenever we have time. So, first symptom is always chanting. Chanting on what? Chanting on the holy names of the Lord. Understands that the Supreme Lord is a personality. He is a person and he has a form, Satchidananda Vigraha form. So, such a great soul is not an impersonalist. You see, because if one is impersonalist, how can one worship anyone? I mean, you can worship void, something that's not there. It has to be a form. There has to be a form, right? So always glorifying. This Mahatma is always glorifying. Chanting actually is a form of glorification. We are addressing the Lord to please engage us in his service. So glorifying also means that one is offering prayers to the Lord, and chanting the holy names is also a prayer to the Lord. Now, here this verse is endeavoring with great determination, not just determination, not ordinary determination, great determination. And that great determination comes when one follows the 9 processes of devotional service, starting with Shravanam, which is hearing. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Towards the end is Atmanivedanam, which is full surrender to the Lord. And determination, one can develop determination by following rules and regulations besides chanting the holy names. What are the 4 rules? No meat eating, fish, eggs, onion, garlic, no intoxication, tea, coffee, no illicit sex, and no gambling. These are the 4 rules that are given to us in the Shastras. So when we follow these 4 rules, we chant, we hear, we eat only food offered to the Lord, which is called prasadam, we read, we associate with devotees, then we can become a Mahatma. You see? And then, of course, we also learn 4 kinds of people who surrender to the Lord. Chaturvidha bhajante mam. Jana sukritino Arjuna. Krishna calls them pious people. Who are those 4 kinds of pious people who surrender? Those who want money, those who are in distress, those who want knowledge, and those who are inquisitive. Krishna says, no problem. You want money? Come to me. You're in distress? Come to me. You want knowledge? Come to me. If you're inquisitive about me, come to me. So those who are wanting to surrender to the Lord, that's when the Lord is ready to help. Guide us from within as Paramatma, as the super soul. You see? Now, verse 16 onwards, Krishna talks about his opulences. Now, he's giving us knowledge about his opulences so that we can appreciate how great Krishna is. You see, like he says, I am the ritual, I am the sacrifice, I'm the healing herb, I'm the transcendental chant, I'm the father, mother, support, I'm the object of knowledge, I am Om, right? Many people chant Om. So he says, that's me. He says, I'm the Vedas and everyone is my Amsha, part of me. I'm the goal, I'm the master, I'm the refuge, I'm witness, I'm a dear friend. I'm the sustainer, I'm the Vedas, I'm the creation, I'm also the annihilation, and I am the seed of everything. And he also says that I'm also the destination, but we need to make that choice. What destination do we want? Do we want to come back into this material world, or do we want to, become an animal, or an insect, or a bird, or a human, whatever it may be? Krishna is the one who gives us everything. He also continues and he says, I give heat, rain, immortality. I'm death personified. I am the spirit, and no, I'm not the spirit. He says the spirit and matter is in me, and all this is happening due to my energies. See. And in verse number 20, he says, those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planets of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. But very important, the very next verse he says, when they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, finished, then what happens? They return to this mortal planet again. That means they come back into this material world. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. What does that mean? These two verses means you take birth in heavenly planets, you enjoy, when the results are finished, you return back. And this is what happens with the demigods because they live in heavenly planets. They are actually officers in charge of this material creation. Just like we have officers in the company. So there is a CEO, the owner of the company, and then there are managers, officers who manage the company, like finance manager, marketing manager, sales manager, HR manager. They are not the owners, they are just managers. So when the employee satisfies the CEO, then everyone is satisfied. So when we satisfy Krishna, all demigods also are automatically satisfied. Now, the last verse for today, Krishna says, Ananyas chintayanto mam. He says that those who are constantly thinking about me, he gives them the protection. So there's merciful protection from Krishna. So if one worships Krishna with exclusive devotion, meditating on his personal form. See, Krishna is giving indications, or he's giving us what we need to do and what will be the end result. So if one worships Krishna with exclusive devotion, which means not that I worship this also, that also, that also, no. He wants exclusive devotion because he is the Supreme Lord. And those who are meditating on his personal form, what is the end result? Krishna says, I give them what they lack and I preserve what they have. See, this is a guarantee. But then we need to do our part also. And what does exclusive devotion mean? Exclusive devotion means performing devotional service only for Krishna. And it starts with chanting, you see. Chanting is very, very important. That is our life and soul. That's the life and soul of our spiritual journey. That's why every class I insist that please chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day. So what did we learn today? We learned about who is a great mahatma, a great soul. Symptoms are he's always chanting, he is not an impersonalist, he's always glorifying, and of course chanting is a form of glorification, and he's always engaged in devotional service. That is the definition of a mahatma, a great soul. So since I've been talking about chanting, we will chant at least 10 times like we always do. We'll chant the Maha Mantra at least 10 times. And please chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So you see, it's very, very simple. So my humble request to all of you is please chant as many rounds as you can every day. So I'm going to stop here at verse number 22. And if anyone has any questions or comments, you are welcome to ask.